am live. How is it going today to the 0 people who already tuned in? Oh no, there is another person watching. Somebody's in here with me. How y'all doing today? We are continuing to work on... What is her name again? Hold on. There it is. Our fantastic Cursed City figure of Cleona Zeitengale. Cleona Zeitengale. Blah, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Right here. We're working on her. And I gotta mute this. That's better. Alright. So, we're going to be doing a couple things. We're doing some flesh on her right now. And then we're also going to be doing the white front part of her robes. And yeah, let's work on her. A bunch of work to do on her. So, yeah. Hope everyone's having a good day. No ground dog yet. I'm a little early, so sorry, ground dogs. There's Guinness. Guinness is hanging out. Hey, Guinness. Hey, buddy. Gotta say hi to everybody. He's over there with his dragon, Daryl. Oh, lurking on me, huh? I see how it is. I'll allow it this time. Only because you're always here. As always, we are brought to you by Third Universe Comics and Gaming in Croton-on-Hudson, New York. We are a small comic book and gaming store. And if you want to support us, you can check us out on Third Universe, thirduniverse.com, or on Facebook at Third Universe. That's with a 3RD, just like it is right there. Boop, boop. Alright, so I got, right now I got on my palette, I got some Flesh Tone, which is Dark Flesh by Vallejo, model color. It's a really good color. I like their flesh tones a lot. They give really, really good coverage, so that helps. So you don't have to keep painting over the same thing, a dozen times to get it to look the way you want it to. And I have a pretty good flesh recipe, some could say. Some have said. Today's music is... working? Yes. Okay. This station is the Industrial Station. In case you want to download OSD Streamlabs and listen to music off of that. It is royalty free. You can use it anywhere you want in videos, I think. As long as you make it with Streamlabs, I guess. So this model doesn't have a lot of flesh exposed, but what it does have, the hands are very prominent. On the artwork, she has a mystic glow coming out of her hands, which is kind of awesome. She got her face, which is right here, super teeny tiny. Up here, I want to get this flesh tone on the face before I do the cloth around it. I just find that makes it easier for me. I'll know where the lines are, where the fabric starts and ends, and things like that. Also helps break up the single tones of the model. when a model is all white, it's very, very daunting and hard to get started. Once you start slapping paint on something, usually it works out much better. So, we're just going to add some flesh here. Bring that up to there. There'll be shadow inside where that wrist connects to the wrist guard. Good flesh wash, which we're going to be using Golden Flesh, which is really good. Oh. Hey, Nightbot! Haha, Nightbot's here. Nightbot's always here. April 21st is our first year Twitch anniversary. Twitchiversary! I will be attending that in person at the store in Croton. Brian, I just actually had a talk with him today. Apparently OST did an update and I had to get him to put stuff in. So, but that's done now. Chit chat with Brian. If you all watch the streams, you know Brian. I know Brian. I've known Brian for better part of 20 plus years. God, we're old. I started going to a store in the 2000s. No, in the 90s. 1995 or 94 is when I started going to Brian's store. Solely to play Magic. And Marvel vs. Capcom. I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom. He had an arcade cabinet. Actually, I think the arcade cabinet there, when I first started going, was X-Men, the co-op game that you can play as Dazzler and Cyclops, Wolverine, and Colossus, and Storm. I think there's 4 playable characters. I think those were them. But yeah, that's where I first met Brian. So long ago. Different person back then. Well, young kids don't even know nothing anymore. Water. Now, in the artwork, they show these as being gold. I don't know if I want to paint those gold. They do have a griffin on them. Some kind of griffin. Some kind of wonderful. Alright, the coolest part today is going to be this. So, this here is Liquitex Iridescent Medium. I have used this a couple times on models, but not thoroughly enough to really know 100% of what it's going to do. And it is... So I'm going to go ahead and put this down on the... Oh, bloop. So it has a pearlescence in it. And we're going to add some medium glaze to it. Also liquid. No, this is Vallejo. What this is going to do, this is going to just thin it down just a little bit. Just a drop. 1 drop. And I'm mixing it with Vallejo Game Color Silver, which is this really bright silver color. Super bright silver. So this actually, the pearlescent I'm putting in it, the iridescent medium should actually help lighten it down too, because I want it to look like a cloth, like a white cloth. But I want it to be interesting. So if this works out, actually I should try it on first, because I have it around here somewheres. have the thing that goes on the back of her head. It's right here. Found it. So I have this. I'm going to try it on this first and see what I think. I probably will like it. Got a magnet in there. Don't want to have it on a X-Acto knife though. I want to use some thin it down a little bit more with some airbrush thinner. Yeah, this might work. There's some super shininess to it. And this is 100% an experiment, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I've been watching on YouTube. I highly recommend checking out The Craftsman. His channel is Steady Crafting on YouTube. He's pretty fantastic. The guy is an encyclopedia. He does a lot of resin casting, and model making, and a bunch of other stuff. But he's just a good guy. He gives off a good vibe, Bob Ross-ish type of vibe, and I just really dig him. And he does a lot of experimenting, and he tells people that's what he's doing. He's experimenting. I might have to bring the brightness down. I'm gonna do that. I think that helped much. Bring the exposure down and the brightness up, maybe. Now I got the DVDs again. Yeah, it's got too much light in it. Still too much light. Sorry, I know this is thrilling, but I'm trying to get it so it looks right. Right now it doesn't look right. Right now, can't see any. Ow, she stabbed me. Alright. I'll tell you, it does look good. There's a little bit of the silver tinge to it. I think this is what we're going to be going with. A bunch of pearlescence and metallic flake. Might have to add some of this gray. So this right here, this is Vallejo gray, light gray, which is kind of dark. It's this right here. Vallejo model, light gray. It's kind of dark. So I think what I need to do, I need to mix some of this in. And what that'll help with, it'll give me a mid-tone. Or even a dark tone. We're going to go ahead and see what that looks like. It doesn't change the color a lot. So there are fabric folds in this. Got enough medium in it. Maybe I can just blend it on the. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Go with straight gray mixed with the pearlescent. And this is going to give us, we're going to be able to paint in our shades of gray and be able to highlight up to the silver. That's significantly darker than the silver. Tell you what, I switched over to parchment paper. I saw that on someone else's stream or YouTube channel maybe, and I will never go back. Parchment paper instead of the paper, the actual paper it comes with. This definitely looks a lot better. I actually be able to have different colors instead of just the silver white. I'm almost tempted to go darker than this. No, that's good. Those are pearlescent chunks, or that's debris. Oh, you can see it. That looks kind of neat. Really hoping it would be seeable on camera. It is. Might open up a whole new world of fancy dress or miniatures. I'm going to bring it more back to white, I think. The fabric, you can get linen. You can get linens that are almost pure white. And I would imagine that that's what this is linen. A lot of people don't realize that historically, in the Middle Ages, people didn't walk around just in brown burlap. There were many dyes and fabric choices, fabric colors. Not fabric choices, I should say. Mostly linen, but linen takes dyes very well. Even on there. Now I am going to dirty it up on the bottom. Just these do come very close to the ground. So after it's done, I'm gonna apply washes and maybe some textures to the bottom of it that it's been like dragging or gotten in muddy water, something like that. Oh, that looks kind of neat. Grab a bigger brush for the back side of it. You can make this any color. You can just add this pearlescence to. It should work. I did it with some of my Tyranid models in the past. What I did was I had the model painted, and I was trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to do this to it to give it just applied the Liquitex medium directly over it, which did work. It gave it the iridescent shinies, but it also lightened it. It clouded it up. The model was already painted underneath where I had applied the Liquitex, and it changed the tonality of the color, which is not what you want usually. You know, when you finish something being painted, usually you want it to stay the same color. When you apply something, unless you're trying to change it. Obvi. I think what I'm going to do with the main model, I think I'm going to throw a really watered down half-seas black wash on the cloth first. This will cover it, but if this is translucent enough, should leave recesses dark. I think this might be translucent enough to do that. Also give this a chance to dry. Not the most ideal hand holder. A hobby knife. Alright, we're gonna set this to the side, but the pearlescence is definitely on there. Kind of looks good. Set that to the side. Go back to the main model. Get my brush off. Pretty good. And we're gonna grab, this is Nuln Oil, half water, half not water. Half Nuln Oil, half water. I use this when I want to just darken just a little bit. So this goes on, and it's super light, it's super runny. This will pool a lot. What's going on back there, Guinness? You okay? Guinness is sniffing around. Yeah, this is going to give me the exact what I want it to do. And then I'll be able to bring these back up. This, even in the recesses, you see how dark that is? That's going to lighten itself right up. It's going to dry, and it's going to be significantly lighter than that. But it'll give you all the contours of the fabric. And this can be used over just about any color. it is more runny, so it will tend to go to the bottom of the pool. And with their head, this is a really, really good idea of where these folds are. This guy. Look at this guy. Gotta get back there. That's so tight. Okay. White. Just a teeny tiny bit of white to fix up some mistakes that I made. Got some red on this. We're going to let that dry. While that dries, we're going to move on to I guess the weird back thing. We're going to clean that up a little bit. We're going to add the gold first, I think. We just had it. I'm going to start with bright bronze. Now, I have a very different recipe for gold than a lot of people do. I like to start very, very dark with brown golds, bronze, or sometimes even, that's not it, that's bolt gun. There it is. Or block bronze. This is a really, I'll start with this actually. This is a really good color because it's a base color. I have this mixed with a bunch of water to be able to pass it through an airbrush, but this still works. This has got the notification that we're going live. Hey guys, we're going live. So this does not need any thinning. I already have this thinned down dramatically. Where am I? All right. This has got all this little detail up and behind here. I should tell you not to put this together before painting at all. That is something that people do, not putting anything together before painting. I personally, I almost always build things before painting them complete. Not necessarily entirely build them. I might leave a part off here or there, like we did with Uriel Ventris. I am way over there, aren't I? really comfortable paint though. This is going to go on a little bit messy. We're going to go and clean that bleach bone. Come back in with bleach bone. We got to clean up the brown that we did. A bunch of spillover. That I did right there. That's terrible. Ugh. It's often a lot easier to come back in and cut into this way that than it is to touch up something that you have to get a top of. Still things you learn. You develop your own techniques. Doodad, sun ray, comet ray, whatever you want to call it. I think last week I said that she was a priest of a sun god. Technically, I was wrong. Technically, he's a comet god. My chair. These little wingdings on top, these are also gold in the picture. I don't know what these are. Like her a halo or something. Sun disk. Rocking. There's hard music here going on. There we go. I'll look this over. See how much lighter when we painted these the other day. They look darker on camera, but these really lightened up the spikes. I'm still trying to figure out what this little wingding is right there. I have no idea what that is. This aside. We're going to go ahead and see the head part's dry. So we're going to go ahead and start working on that head part. So we're going to come in with sorry about that. All you OCD people out there like myself. Colors. With the darker gray. It's still pretty light. We're going to go ahead and see how we can make this look. This should be transparent enough. shadows. A little bit more. More glaze medium. A lot more, apparently. How this works out. Again, we'll try something different on the back part. We'll put a wash over that. Oh, Stefan Pano. What's going on? Is that Panos? There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're currently working on a Cursed City miniature, whom is, well, it's this lady right here. The cleric of, I want to say Paylor, but that's D&D. Sigmar. Cleric of Sigmar, hanging out, you know, doing Sigmaring stuff. Okay, that's cool. Have you been on our stream before? Come on and just check it out. Passing through. I know I do that for actually a bunch of, when I get done streaming, I typically go and flop around the painting streams because it's just nice to go in and you chat with them a little bit and say hi. It means a lot to them, a lot to us painters, streamers. Interactivity feels really good. Okay. Comments and questions are always welcome. Yeah, that seems like the norm actually, so no hard feelings. Got a Zoom call for school coming up then? Or a Zoom call with some buddies to play some D&D? Got about 40-mile-an-hour winds going on outside. Oh, can't see too much. The wind's whipping out there. This is the big will this work part. This part right here. I think so. Before anybody notices. Yeah. Are you over in New York? Over in Croton? Or are you somewhere else? It could be windy just about anywhere. Rhode Island? Oh. I used to go there for work a lot. No, I don't. Got a couple people I know that live there that I used to work with. 2 specifically. Rhode Island is Island's really nice. It's got a couple really pretty towns in Rhode Island. Like legitimately gorgeous, like architecturally the old cobblestone houses that were built up there. A lot of like Captain Widow's Walks. I think they're called Widow's Walks. The ones that have the banners around the second floor of the house. That the captain's wife can go out and walk around. Okay. Look at the rest of this model. See if I missed anywhere. Oh, that stinks. You from Providence? I've been to Providence. There's some parts of Providence that are no bueno. There are parts of Providence that are okay, but Providence needs an infusion of money. It's just underfunded. People are underfunded. They need to be paid more. And state's underfunded. They don't take care of their roads well enough. Alright, I kind of like the way that looks. Has a bit of a sheen to it. Oh, you are from Providence. I'm trying to remember. I used to work for a car wash repair company. And I used to work with the guys that worked out of Providence. There were two dudes that worked out of Rhode Island. You know, smallest state in the union. Got to have two people in it. But surprisingly enough, we had more clients in Rhode Island than we had in my state, which is Connecticut. So Connecticut, the salesperson for Connecticut retired, and they didn't rehire someone to make sales in Connecticut. Guinness, what are you doing? Guinness says it's time for dinner. Guinness, you have a half hour. Guinness, you want to come say hi to everybody? Everybody, Guinness is coming to say hi. Come here, Guinness. Come here. Come here. Come on. Here we go. Oh, there's a puppy. Oh, puppy cam. Now look at my face. You're so weird. Say hi to everybody, Guinness. Look. Right there. Say hi. Go. Hello. Yeah. Guinness cam. This is my puppy Guinness. He's about 8 years old, 7 years old. How old are you, Guinness? Huh? He's about 7 or 8 years old. He's a miniature schnauzer. He's a butt. He's a weirdo. That's why we love him. And he's cute. He's very cute. He does weird dog things. Like lick my face and try to stick his tongue in my mouth when I'm talking. And this is one of the only dogs you'll ever meet that eats vegetables. He loves vegetables. He's like, you got vegetables? And he likes fruit, apples, and blueberries and the sort. So he's a weirdo, but that's why we love him. Aw, my little boo. Ready? Here you go. Alright, I'm gonna let him out of the room. He wants to go see somebody out in the room. There you go. Oh, he'll want to be back in a couple minutes, don't worry. He'll go to the door and he'll be like, woof, woof. That's what he does. He's my second miniature schnauzer that I've had in my life. My first one, Mochi, he actually passed. I think it's been 2 years. Yeah, it's been 2 years. That stinks. But he was a great dog. He's on my the waiting to start stream. He's actually the dog in the lower left-hand corner. That's Mochi. He was the best. Like, legitimately, that dog had some personality. But I like dogs more than I like people. say that with any sarcasm. You know what they say? You can lock your wife and your dog in your trunk of your car for an hour and then come back. You open up the trunk. Which one's going to be happy to see you? That's an old one. That's terrible. Don't lock your wife in the trunk of the car. Or your dog, for that matter. Oh god, I'm not even like on camera really. Alright, so I'm just adding some of the silver with the iridescent medium in it over the gray. I tell you, I really like this. This was Eva's idea. Eva being my wife. I asked her, how would this look cool? And she said, what about like a weird metallic? And I'm like, well, I have this iridescent medium. Yes! And we went and did it. We're doing it. Doing it. Oh, no, did I flop that? Not 100% sure how this is supposed to work. I think this piece here, I don't know where that's supposed to come from and go to. Take some of this. Oh, I have some. Add a little bit. Of white to the silver white. I want to bring this way up. Work all this pearlescent in. Okay, this is back at the door. That's too much white paint. Man, hat broke off. Never your hobby. Always keep paper towels handy. You never know when you're gonna get iridescent paint on your fingers when you don't want it. Some more of this iridescent in to the white and silver. It's a hot mess I got on my palette now. See if I have enough shiny parts in here. Yeah, it should work. Should work. right? There. It should dry a little translucent, I hope. I think the median color might be the actual medium itself, which has a little bit of color to it. Come on now, why you... What are you doing with me, camera? Doesn't look too bad. It's a little jarring, a little intense on the edge highlight there. Pull this way. Right along there. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can put some of this on her head. There. Keep these lines tight and small. Tiny bit of surface area to work with. Could seem daunting, but we get by. That's exactly what I wanted, actually. Especially on the head. And there we go. All right. A little bit right there. We're gonna let this sit, let that cure, dry a little bit. Go back to here with our. You can see the pearlescence in it. It's very interesting. I don't know if it looks good, but it looks very interesting. We're just going to work on this piece right here and then call it a night for today. This is almost all pearlescence and white. There's so little silver in that now. All right, that's a good color to work with. Clean my brushes tonight. Very important. If you want to keep a brush and have it work for you, definitely need to keep them clean. I use a brush cleaning paste. It comes in a jar, or I should say, Comes in a little pot thing. It's like Mother's or something. Brush cleaner. So now we're just doing essentially edge highlighting. Oh, there's Guinness wolfing at the door. There's 3 folds in this fabric. Guinness. You want to come back in, Guinness? Hold on. Let me get Guinness back in the room now. There he is. What are you doing? You thought someone had food for you, didn't you? That's what you thought. Guinness thought it was his dinner time already. Like, Guinness ain't no dinner time. What are you doing, Guinness? What are you doing? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, you boy. Come on. Up. Yes. Up. Don't look at me like that. It's not dinner time yet. Give me like, here, you want to go under here? Come on. Come on. Nope. He wants to do his own thing. Alright. Only got about 10 more minutes, Guinness, don't worry. About 10 more minutes left in the stream. Now that we've seen what we're going to try and be doing with this, I am going to work on these models off camera, this model specifically. I wanted to try and get this part on camera as much as possible because I was trying something new. So if I decide that I'm not going to be doing this anymore or change it, I'll do that on camera. But to continue on with this, I'm just going to, this is going to take 6 years to paint this one model if I do it all on camera. And we don't want that, do we? Or do we? Butts. Smush. Way over there. What's that thing about that? That's what I think about. Trying to get these done. I also have some other models to work on, so that's a plus. I got these are cool. They're like, these are scourges from another GW game, sub game, not Underhive, Warcry. Those are from Warcry. I have essentially 3 armies of models to paint, of scourges with some demon dogs and chaos marauders and iron golems. Really, really nice model set. GW does bang out job on producing these gorgeous model sets. And I'm doing those for a friend, and I need to get them done. I need to work on them. Also need to work on the terrain that I got for him. I think I showed the terrain on stream. It's all in the box right there. I got most of it done, but I got to finish up a bunch more. It's just time. Time and motivation. For the stream, I'm actually super motivated right now for the stream. So I really enjoyed coming on and entertaining people while they do their schoolwork. Yeah, I mean you, ground dog. Yeah. And apparently stiff pompon panum. And anyone else who's in the stream, if you get any kind of enjoyment out of this, either relaxing while taking a hard day off, or hard day's worth of work and just want to chill out and relax, or want to learn how to paint. That's something that I'm trying to do too. Or just hear your daily words of encouragement. You can do this. You can do this. I can do this with my big chonking hands. Way too much caffeine. You can do this. All right. Color variation on the white. Definitely is pearlescence in there. In person, get off that camera. Yeah, you can definitely see it. I'm probably going to glaze over that with straight iridescent. Straight this, just to give it more. And that is actually a mid-tone to the colors. It does provide a color change, so that will affect the coloring. It's like a super light gray. So you gotta clean your brushes. Take your brush, take your clean stuff, mix it in, get it way up in there. I'm holding it at a very sharp angle. What I find works is getting the paint that sits in. You don't want paint to sit in your collet. You don't want paint to get in there. Inside your collet. No. That usually helps. It softens the paint, and you can usually get most of it out if you've got some in. If not, your brushes go and they do things like this brush. See how the tip on it? About as good as it's gonna get. It's all floppy. Got a hook to it. That brush is dead. D-E-D, dead. Easiest way to keep your brushes good: don't dip your brushes into paint. That's the worst thing you can do. You want to take paint, you want to only let paint come up about halfway up the brushes. Unless you're scooping paint out, and if you're scooping paint out, get yourself a crappier brush. Really crappy brush. And that will keep your good brushes from getting all screwy. Alright, there we go. Put the camera more over there. And they sit. Oh, now you're back. Because we're finishing the stream up. Well, is this showing off these guys? We'll be working on these guys too, mostly off camera, but I'll show them. These are scourges from Warcry? Oh, you got a package. What'd you get in the mail? Anything good? Did you get that thing I sent you? Habeas corpus. Yeah. So I got a few of those. This one, the other one, a third one. It's right here. Hold on. Ready? There he is. He ain't built yet. We're working on him before the stream. Getting ready. So we made a little bit of progress. We finished up doing this. Well, not finished, but added a highlight to it so there's color variation. It's not one color. Now there is definitely a pearlescence going on. It's super shiny. It's reflecting too much light. And her, which actually I think that white cloaky part came out really good. In person, it's more subtle. This is too much, my white balance isn't... Huh. Neat. That's actually closer. That's actually really close. Huh. So, with the white balance done right, people still buy CDs? I mean, I don't buy. I bought more records in the past 2 years than I bought CDs. I used to have a big, fat CD case. 3x3 CDs. Thing was like this big. I was in my car. My car got broken into, and someone stole it. What a bunch of jerks. Yeah, that definitely... My white balance is way off, that's why. Which, does that have Rap God on it? Because that is probably one of the greatest songs. Gotta hydrate. Can't play that on here, though. Get shut down. Alright. Well, I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you all for coming. Got a little bit of progress done. Work on it some more off camera. Like I said, if I do anything... Oh, it's the first album with Dre. If I do any major changes, I'll wait. This is going to be a bunch of cleaning up on her. Probably working the red, smoothing the red transition out. I'm going to experiment a little bit with the white that I have on there, and probably block in the staff, colors on the staff. And I'm going to use the colors that they have in the book, which it's like a gray. It's not metallic, it's like a gray. And then gold, some blue on the orb. There's a little bit of freehand on this. That's kind of cool. I'm going to try that. See if I can do that. That'll be done on camera. That's cool. And so will those on the back side of this thing. So on the flip side, I'll get the white blended a little bit better. But yeah, I'm looking forward to painting these guys still. I think the next model I'll be painting will actually be... Where is it? I think the best model in the whole ding dang dong kit. The Gravedigger guy. Where are you, Gravedigger guy? There he is. They don't have a picture of him. That's lame. This dude right here. He's the Gravedigger. They don't have a picture of him. That's super sad. But I'll have him built, primed, ready to go for when we finish up this pretty lady right here. All right, you guys have a great day. Remember, this is Third Universe. a small comic book and gaming store in Croton-on-Hudson, New York. And if you want to support us, check us out at thirduniverse.com or on Facebook and Instagram, also here on Twitch and YouTube if you want to catch any of the older videos that I've done. We've painted a few other models on the channel, including a grayscale Mimikyu that came out fantastic, and a Pancham, Red Panda Pancham, which is right here. He's right here. I'll show him off. There he is. He came out good. I like it. All right. Outstanding. You guys have a wonderful day. Be safe. Be good to each other.